Chat. All right, let's get to it. Short batch of articles before we get on this goddamn game. It would seem that the Nintendo fans are upset. The Minish Cap Mafia is back. The other day we talked about how the Minish Cap Mafia was out here stealing Switch games from the library because they was broke and dusty. And the ones that do have money, now they're upset, claiming that Mario Kart World is dead. Yes, 2 weeks after the game came out for the Switch 2, they're claiming Mario Kart World is dead. Let's see. Nintendo's latest update for Mario Kart World is now live, and the main change is brought comes via the patch notes. Adjusted courses selected in random when selecting the next course in a wireless versus race. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, prior to the update, selecting a standard race when competing online would give you the option to choose either an intermission race from a set selection of 3 courses or choose something at random. The random option would often ditch the intermission setup in favor of a standard 3-lap race around one of the game's excellent themed courses. So, if you happen to see the vast majority of players choosing random when selecting a course, this is why. The update has changed this, and according to many fans, it's proven to be a bit of a slap in the face. Basically, Nintendo is now doubling down on the intermission races, meaning you begin the race on a rolling start and drive across the roads towards the selected track. So while it's still possible to land a standard 3-lap race, the probability of doing so has plummeted. Basically, people paid $500 for that Switch 2, and then another $80 for that game, and they don't even get to play it how they want. Thumbsticks, analog sticks are falling off. What was I gonna say? The dock overheating. What was the other thing that happened the other day? Oh, shits is they breaking shits. I seen that the other day. Y'all better quit trying to hack that shit, bruh. All types of problems at launch, bro. Now you can't even play the game how you want to. So yeah, fans aren't particularly happy with the update, as demonstrated in TWD98's YouTube video above. Folks are also voicing their concern over Fammy boards, with user Koro Sensei 4 stating that I was genuinely having fun playing this game and perfecting the 3-lap tracks for online, and this just ruined all of the practice, so it makes it much more random. Our very own community user, a day 117 echoed this sentiment in our recent update article and said, "What a downer of an update. I prefer to play 3 laps around a track, but Nintendo wants that to be as difficult as possible to do online." The Nintendo board's members Hush went on a step further and said, "Well, that basically was a waste of money, I guess. Won't touch this game until this tone-deaf and idiotic decision is fixed. We've no doubt Nintendo will continue to apply updates to Mario Kart World in the coming days, weeks, and months, and even years. Here's hoping they take the feedback." What was the point of this update?
So you a real ass nigga for that.
What was the point of this update? Like, it's a racing game and motherfuckers can't choose what track they want to play. Now you're forcing like a randomizer and stuff. Especially when it was already in the game. This is one of those things where like you fix something that wasn't even broken. So I can understand people's frustration, especially if they were enjoying the game and maybe they were trying to get good at the game, so they were practicing on certain tracks and you can't do it. It seems very minor, but I could see, especially because you've been playing the game for 2 weeks straight a certain kind of way, and then out of nowhere it patches the game and you can't play the level you want to play. It's fucking annoying, I'd imagine. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. So just be aware if you are looking to pick up a Switch 2, because I seen they restocked at Walmart and Target, I think. They did change the way that Mario Kart World plays. It is what it is, man. I'm standing on it. I'm not getting one of these until at least 2026. We'll see how it plays. I don't think I will get this game. Devil's Advocate, I think Nintendo should lean into the intermission tracks, add more random elements to them to keep them from randomizing a bit. Very interesting. Very interesting. It seems like people don't like this shit, though. Let's see. Here's some more Switch news from the chat. Switch 2 accessory maker Dbrand admits spectacularly terrible response to enraged Nintendo fans with kill switch case complaints after initially suggesting they were just holding it wrong. Wait, what? Accessory maker Dbrand has issued a lengthy apology to Nintendo fans whose complaints initially brushed off in response to now described as spectacularly terrible. I can't read today. The past few weeks have seen a rising number of complaints regarding Dbrand's kill switch case for the Switch 2, which is designed to protect the console and its Joy-Con 2 controllers with a smartphone case-like rubber shell. Fans have said kill switch's extra padding weakens the magnetic connection between the Switch 2 and its controllers, and have posted videos showing that the Joy-Con 2 can easily detach when the console is picked up in a certain way. So you mean basically what I'm getting out of this is people bought this protective case that's not even, not only is it not protecting the case, it's actually breaking it. Say it ain't so. TBH, why you keep covering these stories? Because people keep bitching about the shit, bro. We get more and more evidence. You niggas is beta testers. Dbrand's initial response posted on Reddit earlier this week acknowledged the problem, but suggested it had been deliberately overblown by customers, as hundreds of its own developers, plus external content creators and journalists, had not experienced it for themselves. Not one of them, ourselves included, precariously held the entire console by only one Joy-Con horizontally with zero instinctive finger support on the back, loading 87% of the console's weight directly on the Joy-Con hinge, Dbrand wrote, sharing its own videos as counterproof the problem was widespread. Instead, Dbrand said the issue of detaching Joy-Con 2 controllers should only occur if all three of the following conditions are met. 1. You're holding on to the NS2 by only one Joy-Con, which is 87% of the weight on the hinge. You're touching only the Joy-Con. Yo, this is so specific and fucking nerdy, bro. Dbrand quality fell off years ago. This is fucking nerdy, man. Dbrand continued by suggesting that the customers with kill switch complaints were posting videos highlighting a problem that would not regularly be experienced, or as Dbrand put it, nobody routinely puts Mentos into the Diet Coke. However, further down into its statement, the company acknowledged that in a small number of cases, the Joy-Con was detaching more easily than it would have liked. My thing is, like, how much does this cost? Like $20? Why would people hop on the internet and try to expose and destroy your company over a fucking $20 case unless it was true? Like, there's no, like, bro, just fucking refund the people or give them a new one. What's the big deal? Your shit is ass. My fucking group chat going off in the background, I think. I'm fucking yapping and shit. What up, Dust? Nah, Dbrand is expensive. That shit's $70. Oh, word? Say it ain't so. So y'all saying it's expensive? Anyone else having an ad issue on YouTube? Yes, ads play on the stream. It's how we make money over here. If you don't want to see ads, become a YouTube premium member or subscribe on Twitch. Drop some subs in the chat to apologize. Them YouTube servers ain't free. $70 ain't they? So stay away from this brand if you got to switch to, y'all. Stay away from this brand. And hopefully Nintendo gets it together, because Mario Kart is obviously selling like hotcakes. This is at least some good news. This is good news for them. Mario Kart World speeds past 1 million physical sales, although I think they've sold at least probably 2.5 million, because if you take the 1 million physical sales plus the bundles, I think most people who got this game, they got it via the bundle, and I don't know if they're counting the bundle sales or not. So I think Mario Kart has sold at least 2 million copies. A lot of people have this game, so they need to consider maybe reversing that patch, because it seems like it's pissing people off. YouTube Premium is worth it. Yeah, once you go YouTube Premium, you'll never go back. You know, especially if you have YouTube and you mainly watch it on TV, you should have YouTube Premium. You're doing yourself a great disservice. The Kill Switch kit is $99. Oh yeah, they deserve the hate. Hop online. What the fuck? Fix your fucking shit. I don't get ads on my PC at all. Facts. This is just Japan sales. Oh yeah, it is just Japanese sales. Yeah, it might have been over 3 then. Man just sold me on YouTube Premium in less than 10 seconds. Yeah, if you watch, that's what I don't watch. When I say I don't watch TV, like I mean like I don't watch like Hulu, Netflix, all that shit, or traditional TV. But I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of video essays and think pieces and stuff like that. And I don't want ads on my 30-minute video, so I got YouTube Premium, and you get YouTube Music with it as well. So, it's great. It's great. So shout out to Nintendo with the big sales. Shout out to them. Fix your fucking game though. Other news, Sony is being sued in the Netherlands over a Sony tax, and it's being perceived as a monopoly on digital sales. Sony is being sued in a Dutch class action lawsuit over artificially inflated prices on the PlayStation Store. The lawsuit has been filed by Dutch nonprofit organization Stichting Massachusetts and a consumer on behalf of 1.7 million Dutch PlayStation users. The organization has accused Sony of abusing its dominant position in the console market for at least a decade. According to a press release shared with Eurogamer, due to the increased prevalence of digital sales and digital-only consoles, the organization claims that Sony has a monopoly over digital sales, which is dubbed a Sony Tax. The lawsuit is part of the organization's Fair PlayStation campaign, which launched in February and attracted over 20,000 participants in its first week. Many people have noticed there's increasingly being pushed towards digital-only consoles since the arrival of the latest PS5 generation. These consoles work exclusively with digital games rather than physical games. Yet economic research shows that consumers pay on average 47% more for a digital version of a game compared to the identical physical copy, even though Sony's distribution costs significantly less lower. Translation: why is the digital game $70, $80 just like the physical game if you're not physically getting anything? And to that, I say I agree. This is, like I said, a lot of the biggest problems when it comes to modern gaming has to do with the economics of it. And I don't know why we all accepted that digital is not cheaper than physical. Like shit, if you want to charge $70 for a game, for the physical copy, make sure the game is on the disc and give me a manual. For certain games, give me like an exclusive map like Grand Theft Auto, like cool little items, right? A lot of collector stuff, right? People like that shit. It justifies the $70 price tag. But if you have a digital version, that bitch should be $50. Maybe $60. I don't understand why, if you're not printing, it's literally corporate greed. And that's why I said, the more we sit on the internet and bitch and moan about the quality of games, knowing damn well you don't even want to try anything new, the longer it's going to take to solve the real problem, and that's the economics of games. Voting with your wallet. For the millionth time, motherfuckers sat on the internet and said, I don't like the way that Nintendo is handling the release of the Switch 2. The games are too expensive. And it went on to sell 3.5 million units in the first week, making it the fastest selling new console of all time. If nobody bought that shit, the price would have dropped. Guys, come on. Come on. Group economics. If you don't like it, support it. It is crazy that I'm preaching this shit because folks sit on the internet and talk about what they want and then don't support it and talk about the lack of variety. It's crazy. The things you should be supporting. Like he said, what happened to Sleeping Dogs? You didn't buy it. That's why we didn't get a Sleeping Dogs 2. But you know what you did buy? What you claimed you didn't want. The Switch 2. Gaming might be the only genre of media where people actively vote against their own interests. They do the opposite of what they say they want. And I've been trying to wrap my brain around it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't fucking know why. Dr. Claude Anderson. Oh my goodness. They buy it just to complain about it. Shit is crazy. Fraud alert, fraud alert. The numbers don't lie. We got the numbers on you niggas, bro. In other broke boy news, like the people that be saying you don't do X, Y, Z, but don't support the content. Ding, ding, ding. I didn't have time to support it. And don't ask me about it. In other broke boy news, the Xbox 360 got an update, and it adds more ads 20 years after the launch. That's crazy. That's right. If you're, for some reason, there's only one gamer more poor than the PS4 niggas, the Xbox 360 niggas, bro. Today, some folks turned on their Xbox 360 to discover Microsoft had updated the aging device. The new update fixed an annoying issue bugging players for a bit now, but it also slaps two big ads on the home screen for Xbox's new console. Xbox's newest consoles. Why I say new? That's old. As spotted by True Achievements on June 25th, some players on the Xbox 360 subreddit shared the news that their old consoles looked a bit different when they booted them up. To their surprise, the Xbox had updated the nearly 20-year-old Xbox 360 to fix an issue with game thumbnails and box art stretching out and looking weird. That's nice. What's less nice is that the console now has ads on the home screen, which is a perfect segue for what I was just talking about in the previous fucking argument, the previous article. Modern gaming doesn't suck. Your taste does. The biggest issue with modern gaming is economics, man. These niggas said, oh, it's like 2,000-3,000 people still playing the Xbox 360. I bet nobody would notice if we dropped an update that spams the homepage with ads. Fuck it. This is another way to monetize. Because for some reason, we at Microsoft don't have enough fucking money. This is the issue. This shit could, and you know the crazy thing about this is, for people who are maybe into retro gaming, because they're like, who the fuck's playing Xbox 360? Some people don't want to emulate. Maybe they kept their 360 and they just want to experience some retro games. For the people who are into retro gaming and like collecting and stuff like this, Microsoft could have dropped this update with all these ads without properly testing it. It could have bricked this shit. We don't know if it could have. Thankfully, it didn't, but I would imagine it's going to slow it down because what, the Xbox 360 got like, what, 1 megabyte of fucking RAM in it or some shit like that? I love the home. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is one of my favorite UIs. The home screen was so much better than the Xbox One and the Xbox Series. Economics comes after 6th grade, so it's above people's comprehension level. Nah, because if you graduated high school, you took some type of economics class, and if not, your mama and daddy should have taught you. And if they didn't, the real world should have taught you. Like, at what point you gonna learn? I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 until it came to PS4, pretty much. Yeah, that was the last time you could play it. So for all 2 people in the chat who are still playing Xbox 360, it had 512 megabytes of RAM. That shows you how far technology has come. It didn't even have a gigabyte of RAM. That's fucking crazy. Niggas hate economics and learning about money. They just want to spend it. Yeah, the thing y'all claim to love, y'all don't want to learn how to utilize it. I got mad my coworker for buying GTA 5. I told her, you're the reason why GTA 6 is taking so long. You had grown adults not knowing how a tariff works. That's real. Yeah, that's real. Last time I went to Target a couple months ago, they were selling new 360s. How much did they cost? Because, I mean, depending on the price, I might have bought it and tried to flip it because retro gaming, the price of the 360 the value of it's going to go up. It's retro now. Game preservation and shit like that. And then Xbox said they're making it a priority with the next Xbox for emulation, backwards compatibility. So the value of the Xbox 360 disc, I'd imagine, is going to continue to go up because Xbox wants to continue to support all of their library. Why buy it digital if you could just hold on to your Xbox 360 copy and put it into the new Xbox and you get an upscaled version of it? It was $199. Oh, nah, fuck them. If it was like maybe $50, I would have bought it. Flip that shit for like $200-$300 or some shit like that. But yeah, Xbox 360 got an update. Apparently people who are playing Rematch, they found an exploit, but it's getting patched. So if you've been cheating, just know you about to get patched. Rematch devs acknowledge jumping speed issue. Fix incoming. Rematch players have discovered an exploit that enables their character to move faster by jumping instead of running, and Slowcap has acknowledged the issue and is working on a fix. Rematch, Slowclaps, I don't know why it's hard to say their name. Slowclap's latest football-based multiplayer title has released a massive success, selling over 1 million copies within just 5 days. To keep the fun going, the developers have a list of updates and improvements already lined up for the game, with crossplay being one of the major priorities. Along with this list, Rematch developers will also need to fix the jump speed issue. Y'all better stop jumping, bruh. Y'all better stop cheating. What did you link? Bro, what the fuck is this? Get this shit out of here. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so just know this shit. If you've been doing this, you've been jumping to run faster or whatever the fuck this shit is getting patched. So don't get used to it. Just get back to playing the game. Letting y'all know. Because I know a lot of y'all people in the chat really like that game. PlayStation 5. 1 million in 5 days. That's a failure. Depending on who you ask, I think it's good, but I don't know. 3 million's not good in the first week according to the internet, but then that game will sell 1 million in 1 week and people say it's good. It's almost like niggas have agendas and you should just play games for fun. PlayStation 5 Liquid Metal issues could cause many consoles to die in a couple years as more users are reporting problems over time. Say it ain't so. The previously reported PS5 Liquid Metal issues are becoming increasingly widespread in many units, especially launch units that are out of warranty and could die in the next couple years. Speaking on the latest episode of More Law's Dead Broken Silicon podcast, that's a crazy name. Outeron Games founder Matthew Castles highlighted how the system's critical flaw is causing the liquid metal used for cooling to drip down the bottom of the console when placed vertically, causing dry spots on the APU that compromise its functionality and forces a shutdown under certain conditions, is getting more widespread. A while back, the developer received reports that the latest update for their game, the dinosaur-themed MMO Path of Titans, was causing PS5 consoles to power off suddenly. Initially, the developer provided the usual basic troubleshooting advice, like cleaning the console, but the issue persisted. After pinning the related discussion thread on the developer's Discord server, more people showed up reporting the problem, and after Outeron Games pinned a more general message asking players to report if their PS5 systems were suddenly shutting down while playing in a game, a lot more users showed up with their reports. Some members of the team also experienced similar issues and are now investigating what could be the cause. Everything seems to point to the liquid metal issue, which is more likely to manifest with the consoles placed vertically. So if there's anything to take away from this article, do not stand your console. You should place it horizontal because it seems like vertically is fucking shit up. Which is like, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the unfortunate thing about this article is PS4 niggas is gonna be like, see, this is why I'm not gonna buy the PS5. Like, nigga, you just can't afford it. Be quiet. Because this is like routinely an issue with every console. The same thing happened with the Xbox 360. Like, if you should know, if you buy an expensive game console and you stand it vertically, you should accept what comes with that. It's most likely gonna cause some problems. Because I remember, if you want to hear a little story time, I remember when Grand Theft Auto, so the 360 had an issue with vertical stands, right? It looked better vertically, but you should have laid it down. I remember during the 360 area when GTA 4 came out, I remember it came out on, I think it was like a Friday or something like that. I got the game. I swear to God, I had my 360 for years, never had no problems. I heard if you accidentally move the 360 while it's vertically standing, it would scratch your disc. Never had a problem for years. GTA 4 comes out. I'm super excited to play this shit. I put the disc in. The first time in my 360 lifespan, I accidentally bumped the dresser that my 360 was on, and I heard, I said, oh no. I said, oh no. I opened that bitch up. That shit had the craziest deep cut into the fucking ring, bruh. So long story short, I took that bitch back to GameStop, right? Yep, that happened to me. I took it back to GameStop, and I straight lied. I said, hey man, my game isn't working. I opened up the disc, and for some reason my disc is like, it had this weird ring on it or something like that. Blah. I was lying. I had to really sell this shit. He was looking at me like, I was like, is there any way we can exchange this? He's like, are you sure? Because I know that the 360 has an issue where it scratches disc. Did you move it? I was like, no, my thing is sitting horizontally. I would never stand it vertically. I know about that issue. It literally came like this. I tried to run it just to see, like maybe it was some manufacturing issue. Long story short, he believed my lie, and he exchanged the disc. He gave me another copy for free. So that's how I ended up playing GTA 4. The point is, maintain the lie, chat. You got to be confident. You got to maintain the lie, bro. So for the PS4 niggas,
someone subs, I gain more control.
The finesse, yeah. Shout out to Mobster with the sub. So for the PS4 niggas that's going to use this article as an excuse to why you don't have a PS5, no, it's because you don't want to get a job. We know. Continue to be chronically unemployed. And to that, I'm saying, shout out to the person who shared this article. At least you guys know, understand, anytime you stay in your console, you are taking a risk. For the longevity of any console, you should lay it down if you have the space. I understand why a lot of people do it vertically. It takes up less space. It looks cooler. But for longevity, you might want to lay it down. You've been warned. It's causing issues. It is what it is, man. PS4 niggas gonna use this as an excuse, though. Then why does Sony advertise it to be vertical on every ad or picture they have on the PS5? The cool factor. There's a lot of different reasons why you would advertise something. That doesn't mean, that's like saying, why do companies advertise cigarettes? We know it kills people. Niggas still smoke them. Like, what are you talking about? It's the look. As a matter of fact, that's why cigarettes were popular, because it looked cool back in the day. Some people still think it looks cool. Sony's goal is to sell you a product, not to tell you how to properly use it. Yeah, and so you'll buy more when it breaks. The aesthetic. What you linking right here? Homeless. You said I'm laying my PS5 down right now. Hey, I'm trying to put y'all on. Lay that shit down. Mind's Eye actor speaks about the game being broken. Let's see what he got to say. Lay it down. Also, just so y'all know too, before we get into this, not only should you lay it down if you want to prolong the life of the console. Another tip, because some of y'all be living in fucking hot boxes and shit, bro. Make sure you're getting good airflow in your room. Like, y'all see, when I feel like it's getting hot in my room, because I got a big ass PC, the GPU in this bitch is 4080 Super, which, by the way, this 4080 Super will heat up a room real quick, boy, which is great during the winter time, but when it's warm in the spring and the summer, not so much. Turn the fucking air on, bro. It's the summertime. Cut the air on. Stop hotboxing, because you're also overheating your console. You niggas be playing 2K 24/7 with no air on. Please. If you cut the air on and give it some proper airflow, you won't need to put a fucking ice bag on your PlayStation. But anyways, next topic. Mind's Eye actor speaks out about the game being broken.
I don't know.
My 47 heats up my shit too. My room be dead ass. My house be dead ass cool. And then I cut the stream on. That's why I be like, why I get so hot? And then I remember the PC. It's because I'm streaming.
QA testers, and they seem competent at their job. But for whatever reason, the company deciding to release something that has these issues, and then sort of taking care of it post-mortem, post-release. Obviously we were not the first game to do that. Like a very notorious example is Cyberpunk, and there have been others. And as a gamer, as a consumer, I don't love that. I don't love that model. I don't like that moving forward. I'm not a business person, so like I'm
not gonna lie, I would have advised him, because like, why are you talking? It's not his fault. He's just the voice actor. He's just supplying his voice to the game. He got contracted to do a job. He did his job. So like, why are you have nothing to do with the quality of the game. So I don't even understand why he's explaining or apologizing for anything. I don't like this shit. Are like people like attacking him? Like he has nothing to do with the quality of the game. And like I told y'all, a lot of times with acting, they call you into the studio, you deliver your lines, and then you leave. He doesn't get to see the game until it comes out. So why is he even like
very clear that
the dev should be talking? We haven't heard shit from the dev team. They should be talking.
Decision gets made. I will just say that from a consumer perspective, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way, I think it does more long-term harm than good to your reputation to release something that feels like it is in a state of less than 100%.
He thinks it's hurting his career, which is funny because like I would pull him to the side and I'd actually argue this hurts his career more than that game, right? Everybody in life takes L's. And as long as you got more good than negative, like nobody's going to hold an L against you, right? Depending on how you take that L. But you getting out in front and speaking for the companies, some companies might look at this as this nigga's a chatty patty, right? Like, oh, if our game doesn't turn out the way that he wants, then he's going to get on the internet and start talking. Like what I'm saying is like, you can get yourself blackballed doing this shit. Like he should just quietly take the L.
And then charge 100% of the price, right?
Yeah.
I think you have to be honest with your consumer. And in fact, like I, as a player, would rather be told this is in beta. Like, I know you've been waiting for this for a long time.
I think it was a YouTuber interviewing him. Okay.
This game. And so whether it's you get to play it for free on some sort of invite list, or it's $20, $30, $15, what insert price. I don't know what the model would be, but like it's a much smaller fee. Know that this shit isn't done. No, it's not done. So please come interact with our thing, give us feedback, but no, it's not done. And obviously beta is a thing like that. That is a already pre-established practice. And so I'm not sure what.
So this is Lincoln Clay
to essentially carry out.
Yeah, I saw they had layoffs too, which is unfortunate,
without
not surprising.
Calling it that.
Yeah.
I, as a consumer, would rather be told, would rather have someone be upfront, because then I know what I'm signing up for.
Yeah.
I can't stress enough that the only reason we're even talking about this game, or the only reason anybody feels any type of way and they're getting the hate is the fact that when they came out with this game and they announced it, smack dab in the first 10 seconds of the trailer, it said, from former executive producer of Grand Theft Auto. If they would have just put the trailer out, I don't think it would have been as hardly. They probably would have looked at it like, oh, this is a new studio that made a bad game. Maybe next time they'll get it right. But because you came out and you put your pedigree on front, people had a higher expectation. So like, once again, I don't know why he's being apologetic. Yeah, this is the Rockstar Rejects problem. They shouldn't have did that shit, bro. They shouldn't have did that shit.
But
do you think they knew about
that dude from Mafia 3 was light skinned? Well, he was Dominican. Lincoln Clay, he was Dominican. They said it at the beginning of the game. I don't think the person interviewing him should have even brought up the quality of the game. That man was paid. Yeah, you should have just asked him about like voice acting, maybe advice for people who want to get into it. Because at the end of the day, you're still part of a video game, which is, in my opinion, it's still cool. Even if it's a flop, it's still cool. It's more than what a lot of people are doing. I would have spun it to, it's unfortunate that I would have been like, it's unfortunate to see how things turned out, but you had nothing to do with the development of it. So like, instead I want to pivot the conversation to like, how did you get into voice acting? Do you have any advice for people who want to get in? Like, what was your favorite thing regardless? Like, you could have spun that and made it more positive, make it about him, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I wouldn't have took this interview. Matter of fact, somebody tweeted me yesterday. He was like, do you do interviews? I'm like, I don't do no fucking interviews. I got my own platform. If I want to say something, I'll say it on my platform. What's my favorite game of all time? Mass Effect. They sold a dream. That's all I got for y'all. We can go in the sub box real quick. I appreciate the link. Let me switch my account so we ain't getting no ads, because we don't do that. That shit's at 3 p.m. I'll talk about the Capcom stuff tomorrow then.
Pal.
Excuse me. Shout out to Malcolm with the sub. What's this TikTok you linked?
Let's talk about how the Ninja Turtles became Power Rangers.
What this got to do with anything?
So after Shredder steals Tommy's
But interviews could be a way to grow your platform if it's the right interviewer. Right. It never is, though.
power coin and becomes the Green Ranger.
That's the
I
problem.
know, that's a whole thing in itself, and we'll come back to that later. He plans on stealing the other Rangers' power coins for himself. In order to do this, he uses a device that creates a molecular distortion field, and it messes with the Rangers' DNA, not allowing them to morph at all. And since Shredder is in a temporary alliance with Rita Repulsa, Rita sends one of her monsters to New York while the Rangers are currently...
They need to start animating this shit. I was talking about the other day, man. Fuck all these books and shit. Poor audio. What? Y'all can't... Is something wrong with it? They need to start animating this shit. What was I about to say? Didn't they show them in the blind comment? No. Why y'all keep saying power or poor audio? What are y'all saying? What in the AI? I'm good off this stuff. Nah, it's his shit, not you. Nah, his dude's mic is bad. Oh, maybe it sounds better in my headphones. It might be the computer or something. I don't know. Nick and Paramount just sitting on gems type shit. Repo. Black Ops 6. Let me tell y'all something, man. In the past few days, I have not hit don't show me this channel more. About 3 or 4 because of these fucking Ironheart shit, brother. The amount of forced hate for this show. Don't show me this channel. Don't show me this channel. Don't show me that channel. Official behind the scenes of Mafia, the old countries, the sounds of Sicily. I don't care about the sounds. Let's see. Yeah, I know the Arc System joint. No, the Arc System showcase is on Friday. It's on Friday. Please don't feed the Please don't feed the children. Ironheart is a 6 out of 10 so far. That's kind of how I feel. 6, 7-ish. Digimon Story. Nah. Yeah, I feel like I've watched the first 2 episodes. I feel like it's a 6, 7 for me right now. Like, it's cool. It's not blowing me away. It's cool. Like, it's just something to watch. I do feel like it's getting overhated, though. I think it's acting like it's the worst thing they ever saw. There's no nuance in conversation anymore. Did you see the clip of... So it's like Moon Knight? I didn't watch Moon Knight, so I can't speak on that. Did I watch Neurotic's take on Ironheart? It was disgusting. I seen a clip. Was it that podcast with all them dusty white dudes that was making racist jokes? They were saying, what's her armor's AI called? Like Shaniqua or some shit like that? Was it them? Yeah, I seen the clip of that. Man, fuck them. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. But it doesn't surprise me. You know how they are, man. Clip farming? No, that's not clip farming. That's who they are. That is who they are. I think that stuff doesn't bother me. I think the better question is, why does YouTube allow that stuff on the platform? This is why I said you can't be racist against any other group except for black people. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say what I really think. I'm gonna leave it at that though. Is that Midas Touch channel actually good for news? It seems like a bunch of clickbait. Nah, it's actually good for news. Diablo Immortal. Ew, who the fuck is playing that? I think they took the video down because it's not on their channel. Oh, they was getting hate. Yeah, I don't really see nothing interesting. Yeah, because this is all from yesterday. Frag Punk. How y'all feel about the draft? Yeah, this is all from yesterday. Achilles Survivor gameplay overview. What's this? The hate for Riri has been there since she came out. I like the character, and the forced hate can take a back seat. Have you seen the latest news on AI companies being allowed to train using copyrighted material and not having to compensate? Yeah, they said it was fair use. I seen a clip of Timberland. He was making a beat with AI, and then it was exactly like somebody else's beat. And I was like, yeah, see, that's not. I was like, that's not cool. We can't be doing that. Yeah, I was like, yeah, we can't be doing that. I was like, that's a valid argument. Like, nah. If you're training it to understand how to create art, and then it goes and creates its own thing, then it's like a gray area. But then when you're just straight up taking shit, I'm like, nah, you can't do that. He said, yeah, let me hit that for him for Timberland. And it's unfortunate because Timberland is talented. What do you think about the dude in the New York winning? You talking about Mahandi or whatever his name is? I think Fox News is doing a great job of unintentionally advertising him. It was like, look what he wants to do for New York City. This is fucking horrible.
Someone donates a super chat, I'm going to Snapchat Sonic my intrusive thoughts.
They said, look what he wants to do for New York. He's fucking horrible. And then they put up a screenshot and they said that he wants to tax the rich and supply free childcare for the people in New York and bring down rent. Oh, jeez. And baby baskets. Like, did you niggas not complain you want more babies? Now you're upset there's baby baskets? Mandandi? There we go. That's how you say his name, Mandandi. Yeah, like, sounds good to me. You want people to have kids, you should probably help with the childcare shit. My thing, and then the people are saying, oh yeah, and then bring down the property taxes to help grocers, so then groceries can be cheaper. I say fuck it, let's find out and see if it works or not. We always talking about X, Y, and Z is not going to work. Let's find out. And if it doesn't work, we'll think of something else. $30 30-hour minimum wage, so bad he wants that. It's expensive. With Ironheart, shout out to Ron with the super chat. With Ironheart, I saw people say they couldn't root for her because she's a criminal. Then someone brought up Winter Soldier, Ant-Man, Wanda, Black Widow. Shit, I can bring up Tony. Tony is a criminal. Did we forget that? He was a war criminal who was selling weapons. Did we forget the first movie? He was selling the weapons to the terrorists that were destroying shit. That's why I said, like, this is why you got to be careful. The people who are actually watching it are all saying it's decent. Like comic book fans, it's people who are fucking frauds that don't read the books or really pay attention to the movies. They don't know anything about it. They're just yapping, dude. They're fucking yapping. But from what I can tell from the show, she starts off doing questionable shit, but you can tell the way it's going, she's gonna realize the hood is evil and what she is doing is wrong, and she's gonna flip and go become good. It's called character development. I remember I read a quote that once said that this generation would have never allowed Malcolm Little to become Malcolm X. People change, guys. It happens. And that's the story that they're telling. She's a broke college student that flunked out of MIT, and she's trying to get her life together. And she's done, you niggas be stealing candy. And these be the same niggas to be stealing candy out the store, trying to play the moral high ground on people and shit. Character arcs, what the fuck is that? Shit is goofy. Now, there are real questionable things about the show, but I'm like, a lot of these criticisms for these niggas is fucking frauds. Like, one dude got exposed on TikTok. He was yelling. He's like, I watched the first 3 episodes. This shit is ass. And then the dude stitched the video and he said, yo, you posted this video at this time. And at the time and this date and the time and date in which you posted the video, the show had only been out for 5 minutes. And each episode, there's 3 episodes and each is 45 minutes. He's like, how did you watch 3 hours of content 5 minutes after it dropped? And you didn't say you got early access. So like, nigga, you're lying. I'm like, this is what they're doing, bro. So you have to be very careful about, I'm like, yo, shout out to you for going to his page and looking at his content. You fucking fraud, bro. Hit the fraud button for him. There's a lot of people that are not watching it. Tony was still trying to fix all the damage Ultron did. Yeah, people forget, like, Tony was a criminal too. He had a character arc. Tony notoriously suffered from alcoholism. There's a cover doing a lot of questionable shit. What fuck is this frauds, bro? The world is not black and white. The world is not black and white. Let me look at these trailers before we get on again. Oh, this is already looking like a no.
What are you doing here? Building mines in my beautiful dungeon. You should be back in Tartarus with the rest. Come back here, or
This is a no for me. This is a no for me.
Discover the story of 2 brothers divided by
That was in the comics. I didn't know that. About him being an alcoholic?
and all those who are bound to their tale.
We work in harmony.
The art is nice, but
I will break them.
I don't know.
Let's do this.
Yeah, it's a very famous cover. Like, I might get it. Let me see. Invincible Iron Man alcohol cover. I don't remember what issue it is, but yeah. He's always struggled with alcoholism, which makes him make bad decisions. This is a very famous cover. Like, niggas don't read. They don't know anything about the fucking comic books. Look this shit up, bro. This is an iconic cover. Demon in a bottle. I know too in DC, Speedy or Arsenal, he struggled with heroin addiction, and Green Arrow had to help him with that too. That's why people are like, oh, comic books are not political. They should be touching on real world issues. They always have. They always have. And they did that issue because back then in the 70s, heroin was the drug of choice. So they, they tried to do like an anti-drug thing within the, like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? Niggas don't read. Not to mention people dealing with essay and shit. Ding, 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 ding. Shit, Mark deals with it in Invincible. It was kind of hinted at in the Roy, Arsenal. Cloak and Dagger got their powers from heroin. Did they really? I don't know a lot about Cloak and Dagger. Did they really? Once you start actually reading comics, most of the critics' opinions become irrelevant. Yeah, motherfuckers be exposing themselves for being fucking frauds, bro.